Okay, welcome back to room 2. We continue with a totally different topic now. After rather hardcore technical thing, we're now moving on to non-technical contribution with a personal touch by the person who just had that journey behind her. And so please welcome Favor Chibueze. Is that right?
Yeah.
Who flew in from Munich, I guess, take it?
From Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay, so Nigeria via Munich, and welcome to Lisbon. Thanks for your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I'll be talking on Beyond Code, empowering non-technical contributors, and my journey with Mautic. So a brief introduction of me. I'm Favor Chibueze. I'm a front-end engineer, also a community lead at DevCareer. DevCareer is a non-profit organization that helps to bring tech enthusiasts in Africa. And also for Mautic, I'm a council member, and also I lead the education team for Mautic. And also, I also contribute to another open source project as an open source community manager, which is OK, which is an open source project for young women, adolescents, providing them with a menstrual tracker. And then I'm also a technical writer. I know there are a lot of things I do. Yeah, so just a quick question. Anyone here, have you ever contributed to an open source project before? Oh, okay, cool, great. So was it true code or non-code? Non-code? Code? Non-code. Okay, all right. So in this topic, I'll be covering my journey and growth in Mautic, also my Google Season of Docs experience, and Hacktoberfest 2024. And I'll be expanding the no-code and low-code contributions in Mautic. So we all know there's a misconception, which a lot of people here know, that open source is only for coders. And we all know that's not true. Open source is for everyone. So starting my open source journey, I started my open source journey in 2021. I started as a event manager, co-organizer, where I co-organized the biggest open source festival in Africa. So that's how I started. I started open source contribution with event management, that's particularly no-code contribution. And then I got to know about Mautic from a friend, Favor Kelvin. She told me about Mautic, and I was also looking for an open source project to contribute, aside contributing in just for the event, which is the Oscar Fest event. So why I joined Mautic? So I joined Mautic because I had passion for contributing to something bigger, and also the desire to grow in a collaborative space. And also I needed a chance to learn from diverse people and learn for a global audience. So, and also I needed the ability to make meaningful contributions regardless of my technical background. So like I mentioned, I'm a front-end engineer, but for my open source contribution, I wanted to do something non-technical, which is why I needed a project that I could contribute in the non-technical aspect. So my Mautic journey timeline. So like I mentioned, I started in 2021, where I discovered Mautic while searching for an open source project. And then in 2022, I made my first documentation contributions and participated in the Google Season of Docs in 2022. And also in 2022, I was part of the individual contributors to the Mautic project. Then in 2023, I was part of the co-organizer for the first Mautic camp in Africa, which was held in Lagos, October 2023. And also in 2023, I was nominated as a council member for Mautic. And now in 2024, this year, what have I been up to? I'm currently leading the education team for Mautic, and also I led the Hacktoberfest no-code contributions, which we had over 300 registrations, and we got about 38 plus tasks merged and 20 peers reviewed. And also for this year, in this 2024, I also volunteering for the Mautic Award 2024, which will be later this evening. Then 2025, what next? We'll know then. So my Google Season of Docs experience. What is Google Season of Docs? Anyone here have heard of this initiative, Google Season of Docs? Oh, you have one person. So Google Season of Docs is a Google initiative that connects technical writers with open source projects and focus on transforming complex documentation into user-friendly resources. Also, Google provides the funded opportunities for writers to make lasting impact in the open source projects, and that's how I contributed to Mautic for this program. And during the Google Season of Docs, my project goals was to organize information so new users can find it quickly to get started in contributing to Mautic or making use of the Mautic resources. So I also, another of my project goal was to help any user understand and use Mautic features with ease, and to migrate the existing end-user documentation to the Read the Docs platform. And I was also meant to update the outdated information with the latest details on Mautic. I think then we were in Mautic 3. I had to update to Mautic 4 with the latest details, and also to double-check all information to provide users with the accurate and up-to-date information. Then the challenges that I faced during the program, that was also my first time of managing a large-scale documentation, and so I found it difficult to getting to manage a large-scale documentation and also helping with the large-scale migration. So another challenge I faced was breaking down technical information for users with little or no technical knowledge. So we know a lot of Mautic users are not very technical. We have also marketers making use of with Mautic, so just finding it hard to break technical information for non-technical users or for people with no or little knowledge, technical knowledge. So also integrating community feedback. So we have community members posting their issues or support, what they need support for in the forum and also on Slack. So trying to integrate the community feedback into the documentation, and also learning RST, which is the restructured text syntax. That's what we use for multiple documentations compared to the very known popular document, which is the README. So one quote that helped me during this was each documentation challenge was an opportunity to make Mautic better for the next user. So after the Season of Docs, which was a almost 6 months program, what I was able to achieve was successfully improved the end-user documentation structure. I successfully migrated the end-user documentation to the Read the Docs, that is the one that everyone currently uses now. And I also improved the visual aids with helping with the screenshots, new screenshots and diagrams to enhance understanding for users. And I also implemented the step-by-step guides for complex workflows. And that's all about Google Season of Docs. And the next is Hacktoberfest 2024, a no-code success story. So this is one of our campaign materials we used for our Hacktoberfest 2024 in Mautic. And anyone here know what Hacktoberfest is or heard of it? Oh, okay, yeah. So Hacktoberfest is an annual event that encourages people to contribute to open source all through October, which was last month. We had the Hacktoberfest. So in Oktoberfest, we focused in Mautic, we had to focus on bringing more non-technical or low-code or no-code contributors to contribute into Mautic. And we had different types of contributors. We had the testers, the marketers, the content writers, technical writers, developers, designers, and community builders. So for the testers, we had over 101 people registered to test the Mautic product and also review PRs. And so we had to, when they review PRs that developers created, they also help with getting those PRs merged and updating some of the features. And then we had the marketers that help with marketing campaigns, and we had content writers that help with copies, writing out copies, and technical writers helping with the documentation, the developers' documentation. We had a community handbook documentation. We're also trying to move from the README to the RST. And we have developers, those that are also contributing to the code, multi-code, and designers, those that help with graphic designs and banner designs. Some helped with the designs we're currently using for the campaigns for this conference. And we have community builders, those that are also interested in organizing a Mautic events in their areas or location. So my role for the Hacktoberfest 2024 was to lead the no-code contributions for Mautic, and also to identify tasks that are suitable for no-code and low-code contributors, and also provide guidance and support to the first-time contributors. So the results we got from the Hacktoberfest 2024 was we had over 300 plus registrations and over 40 plus no-code tasks completed, and we had over 18 pull requests merged or reviewed, and we distributed the Hacktoberfest digital badges to participants, and we've partnered with 3 tech communities. So the Hacktoberfest tracker, this is the tracker we made use of. We make use of GitHub projects to track the tasks and also assign tasks to our contributors or those interested. So if you can see, we are the stats, we have improved 37, and also completed we have 43. In review, we have 2 as of the time I was making my slide. And then the hologram badges. Shout out to Joe and Bayou that helped with the badges design. So these badges, we gave it to our contributors for contributing to Hacktoberfest, and this is the first time we are launching into Mautic. You'll be seeing more of the badges coming as the more you contribute to Mautic. So you can just share it on your LinkedIn, and also you have it on your GitHub profile. And then for the tech communities, we partnered with, like I mentioned, we partnered with 3 tech communities, which is Deaf Career Africa, and also partnered with She Code Africa, which is one of the largest women in tech community in Africa. So we had to bring in more women to, why we also partnered with She Code Africa was to bring in more women to contribute to open source and also contribute to Mautic. And then we partnered with the Right Tech Hub, which is a community for technical writers. So they also contributed in the technical documentations. And yeah, here are the reviews from our contributors, and most of them are first-time contributors, and also those that are also contributing to Mautic for the first time are also contributing to Hacktoberfest or joining the Hacktoberfest program. So this is Mojisola, which she stated that she enjoyed contributing to the quality of the product. She's a tester. She's one of the testers that tested the features we had on the PRs. And then we have IU, which was also a contributor. And we also had Dockers, which was, and one of the success of the program is that Aside contributing for the Hacktoberfest, we had a lot of contributors that also stated that they are interested in contributing to Mautic over time, aside after the end of the program. So like here we see Ife, she said, I loved my experience and learned a lot, and I hope to continue as a frequent contributor. So now, expanding no-code or local contributions in Mautic. So why no-code or low-code contributions matter? So for contributions like documentation or user testing, it enhances the experience for all Mautic users. So non-technical contributors help to expand Mautic influence globally and welcome new users. So for example, getting those new contributors for the Hacktoberfest, when they post on their social platforms, they share on their with their network, everybody, it tends to like spread the word for Mautic and then to bring more new users and also more contributors to Mautic. So non-technical contributors also bring varied insights that help Mautic to grow inclusively. And also, they also help to understand documentation and also enhance the usability and community engagement. So we also, if you're on our community Slack workspace, you see that last month we had one of the highest engagement rates on Slack from our contributors. So every project needs a builder of all kinds. So not only technical contributors, so we all need builders of all kinds. So how can you contribute to Mautic without writing code? So do you have design skill? You can use your design skill to help improve the user interface of Mautic. You go through the Mautic platform and you say, oh, these are the things I think that needs to be improved. You can contribute as a designer. Do you have writing skills? You can create a better documentation. You can go through the documentation and see what needs to be improved. Or you've used Mautic and you think we need to write a better documentation to help users to understand or follow through the process. You can also contribute by writing better documentation. Do you have knowledge of multiple languages? You can help with our translations, translating Mautic documentation to different languages. So do you also have people skill? You can also help support the community members, help answering questions in the forum, help also having events, organizing events in your local communities. Are you detail-oriented? You can help with testing out Mautic features and testing out peers, and also help with testing out all the features we have in Mautic. And do you have marketing background? You can also help with promote Mautic projects. And also we have most of those tags, we have them on GitHub, or you can reach out to me later, and then I can just share first user-friendly or first projects you can work on. So how do you get involved? So you can explore Mautic documentation and contributors guide. You can visit our documentation to understand different contribution paths and also choose what suits you best. You can scan the link to explore. And also, you can join our community on Slack and forum to connect with others, ask questions, and also get support from experienced contributors. So you can start small with the first contribution. You don't need to look for something big. There are also first-time contributions, contributors tasks we have. So you can begin with a simple task to familiarize yourself with the process and also the projects. Ask for help. So when you're stuck while contributing, also be ready to ask for help. It's also okay to ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out to the project maintainers or community members for guidance. You have me, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to Ruth, you can reach out to AK, you can just drop a message on the community channel, and any community member can help you out. So how to get started? You can just scan to get started in contribution. Every expert was a beginner. Every contributor started with the first step. Your skills are valuable. your perspective matters, your contribution can make a difference. So contribute to Mautic today. Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
any question?
Okay, thank you so much, Favor,
Thank
for your presentation and also for the fantastic contributions that you personally all gave to Mautic and made Mautic better.
Thank you.
So many questions in my head, but what questions do you have?
Yeah, any question?
Have you worked directly with any nonprofits? Sorry. Have you, Ernesto Velasquez, have you worked directly with any nonprofits supporting them using the system?
Mautic?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like I mentioned, I work with Deaf Career. I volunteer with Deaf Career, which is a non-profit organization. We also make use of Mautic, and yeah. So, and also, like I mentioned, OK is also a non-profit, kind of. And we are just trying to build the developer community. And also, like when we start, I will also introduce Mautic to the OK project. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Okay. For me, it's fascinating that people come to Mautic who are not Mautic users, but are still interested in contributing to a nice community. And obviously, Hacktoberfest has been a huge success for doing that. What do you think can we do to trigger more of that? Because maybe that's an untapped potential, or fairly untapped.
Okay, so aside the Hacktoberfest, what we are currently planning, we started planning it before the Hacktoberfest, but we also just try to like make use of the Hacktoberfest platform, was to like organize programs where we can get new contributors and also partner with other tech communities. We also, a lot of people are trying to like start in tech and also try to get their hands in open source projects. So reach out to those people interested and also get them on board with Mautic. So like we are having, for the education team, we are planning various initiatives to like onboard new members to also get started with Mautic. So it's going to be a quarterly basis program. So aside the Hacktoberfest, we also have new programs that are coming in to like get new contributors.
Okay, those are third-party programs which you just be part of, like Google Summer of Code or documentation.
Google Summer of Code, Google Season of Docs. But this is just going to be a Mautic initiative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to do a follow-up question.
Okay.
Given this Hacktoberfest thing, what exactly can we do to make that as sustainable as possible, to move many people to a journey like yours, ideally? Not to have this one-time contribution, but to keep in touch, keep them engaged, and then move them through the funnel.
Yeah, so one of the things we can do, that I also, I spoke with Favor about, which is also my teammate, for the education team, is to like, we also reach out, we have the contact of those that contributed, also follow up, and we also have more tasks, like I said, first contributors tasks that will make it easier, and we also have people in the community also that are always ready to assist. So one of the things is when people make or ask questions, there should be someone that should follow up and also provide them the necessary resources they need. So so far we have community members that are supporting and providing them with the needed resources. And yeah, a lot of people are also trying to like also learn because of, especially when it comes to the documentation side, we're making use of a new syntax, and a lot of people are just trying to learn that. So, and that's also what's also keep people interested. So we just have to follow up with the contacts we have, create more initiatives to keep them and also provide them with the help they need, support.
Awesome, thank you.
So Eki talked a bit about being a lovely, welcoming community for Mautic. I wonder if you had any thoughts from your experience, but also from onboarding other people from the communities that you're active in. What is it that people are looking for when they're coming to contribute to an open source that you think would make them stay? So what kind of culture or what kind of things can we cultivate as a community that both brings people in but also lets them find a place so that they can stay?
Okay, so one thing that helped me or made me stay was the community, which is the sense of belonging. Like when you are in need of something, there's someone that is always there to answer, to provide assistance. And I think that's one thing that makes people stay in a community. When you're asking for help, like there's someone that is very accessible and reachable that also comes to your assistance when you're stuck. And another thing is just giving them things that they can like benefit while they give to the community. So having programs or initiatives aside the monetary value, which is why we also brought the digital badges. A lot of people can want to like have more of that here, so where they can share on their social platforms. Oh, after doing this, this is what I got from contributing to Mautic. So also, I think I mentioned the switch, you getting a part for the programs that we are trying to bring, the new initiative, participation, certification, like after participating, they get certification for participating or contributing to the open source. So these are things that people want to like put out there to show, oh, this I have contributed to this project. So, and another thing is having events that are beneficial, like having webinars, that aside our monthly or quarterly programs, we have webinars or meetup that can also benefit them. And not, I know, yeah, we're also trying to focus on the projects, but we can also have talks that are diverse talks that doesn't only focus on the project.
Thank you, Favour, for a great talk.
Yeah.
One of the things I've noticed when I was a new contributor to Drupal, for example, is although there was a lot of documentation online, I didn't make my first contribution until I was physically at a camp and being mentored by someone, and it was like testing some stuff.
Okay.
But I think since then, you're right that a lot of these events really open people up, and that the incentive of getting the Hacktoberfest badges and the other badges really get them there. I do wonder if you've got any metrics over how many people kind of do that one step and then maybe disappear a bit. And if you've got ideas on how to kind of really get them excited outside of the things you've already mentioned.
Yeah, so for the metrics, the only metrics we have now is the number of people that claimed their badges, which I think we've got about 11. The last one I checked was about 11 individuals that claimed their badges. And then some, like you mentioned, to get people excited is aside the monetary value, which makes people excited. But yeah, given certifications, like I mentioned. So a lot of people trying to contribute to open source are those with no or little experience, yeah, and they want something they can put on their CV. So like to add on their CV, they get to like add, oh, I contributed to Mautic, and that's why I mentioned the certification. I was certified, here's the evidence to show that I contributed to Mautic project. So giving certifications. So, and from my community building experience, what I noticed that get people excited in joining a project or trying to join a program is that certification. When you mentioned that after this program, you're going to get the certificates, you see a lot of people very interested. So I think that's also one thing we can use to like drop more people, give them certification of participation, certification of completion, and all that. And then the badges.
Maybe I can add a little advertising for tomorrow. On the contribution day, of course, there is the community development team who is exactly about all this. about people who are new to Mautic and just want to
Contribute.
find a good place to contribute, and who are already using Mautic, but just can't get the right place to, or right trigger to get started with turning active, with doing a little bit of contribution and then go down that path. So it's a very, very interesting challenge, and so many ideas around that, and you're very much invited to join the community development team tomorrow, discussing all that and turning some things into action. Good, more questions, please. We have some time left.
So bearing in mind that a lot of the motivational first-time contributors who are on the outside are doing some of this contribution initially for their own advancement, and then they taste the community and love it, and then they're more likely to stick around and become advocates as well. I wonder if there's perhaps a little more that could be done around helping to kind of mentor some of those additional skills, like soft skills and help with CVs and stuff that makes it really clear that not only do you get this stuff, but we're actually going to help you to get your first maybe job as a developer or something.
Yeah, like I mentioned about having the programs, the webinars that are not Mautic focused. Yeah, we can also like do that, bring in initiative like you mentioned, reviewing CVs, getting for those that have that are interns, probably put them out there. And also, I think that's one of the good things about what Roots does with posting the top contributors. You can be able to, like, organizations that are interested can reach out to those people that are contributor, like, okay, I see what you do, and then probably have a one-on-one chat and have them come on board and intern in their organization, which is also a good thing. Like, I think that's also a thing we should, I think we should also advocate for organizations that are, we have a lot of organizations that are making use of Mautic. We can also like tell them if they need people to like work for them, interns. We can also like put it out there for our community members, especially those that are first timers that are also starting their early careers, to put them there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, actually, one of the soft skills that people really have to develop when they start working in open source is learning how to deal with criticism, empathy, realizing that you're not always right and someone might be better than you at something. And sometimes new contributors really come up against that. So I feel like that's actually a really good topic that you could do as a webinar that isn't about the open source project, but it's about something that's really critical if you're trying to get involved in open source, because a lot of people bump up against that and they take it very personally when somebody says, actually, that's not the right way to do something. Even if they've said that really kindly, they kind of get a bit upset. And I've actually had loads of people from Hacktoberfest DM me saying, I'm too embarrassed to ask what to start with. You know, like they're literally, they don't want to put their hand up and say, what task can I pick up? They, you know, like there's so many people who are just really terrified. So yeah, the more we can do, the better, I think.
Yeah, it's always about this first little step.
Yeah. And making friends.
Yeah.
May I ask one more?
Yeah, sure.
In any of the places where you do or have been doing contribution, have you faced the situation that the community is very global and in different time zones? And did you find any good ways to do live interaction across multiple time zones?
So I think we also had that challenge when it came to when the onboarding for the Hacktoberfest, because a lot of people had different time zone, and what we had to do was just go with the common one, and then had the section recorded and share with those that are registered. So yeah, that's one of the challenges, but probably you use the stats. You put, I think we do that where we put a time and tell people to select times that are convenient for them or that works for them, and then we just go with the highest votes.
Yeah. I think it's one of the fantastic things about Mautic that we are so global, and many open source communities are not. They're more like European-centric, North America-centric, whatever. And but it comes with some things to consider. Okay. Any last questions? We don't. So once again, thank you so much for your insights, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you, Faber.
Thank you.